Good day to everyone. I am Ning, a fourth-year electronic engineering student from University Tun Hui Seong, Malaysia. Now I'm going to present my final year project proposal, and my title is Face Recognition using Raspberry Pi camera for security enhancement of smart home system. For the project background, face recognition in computer science is a technology capable of recognizing a person based on a facial image. This face recognition system consists of four main parts, which are information acquisition module, the feature extraction module, the classification module, and the training classifier database. In a conclusion, the face images are collected to be extracted and analyzed into an identity information, so it will be easier for the classifier database to determine or classify the face information. Besides, face recognition system can be operated in two modes, which are verification and identification. For verification, it is comparing a facial image with another facial image, while identification is comparing a facial image with many facial images from a database. In this project, a face recognition system for smart home control is developed to provide access to the door if the face of a person is recognized. This is to prevent an unknown person from entering the door. For the problem statement, the traditional personal authentication method is using password, pins, cards, or keys. Thus, it's easy to let intruders to copy the key or destroy the lock. Besides, it's also very annoying when we need to change or create a strong password. Sometimes it's hard for a person who has a poor memory to remember the password. Therefore, a finger authentication technology is used to replace those traditional methods. This is due to this identification release the outer skin of the finger, so that the security level has been upgraded since everyone has a unique fingerprint. However, fingerprint spectrum may not be captured if someone is having a skin disease. Also, fingerprint can be copied to fool the security system and enter the house. Hence, face recognition is slowly replacing finger authentication technology. This is due to face recognition is convenient and more acceptable for people without interacting with the object itself. Like we are just standing and showing our face to the security system and enter the door directly. For the objective, my project is to design a face recognition security system for the smart home. There are some sub-objectives. The first one is to develop a face authentication system using OpenCV, deep learning, and Raspberry Pi for security enhancements of smart home applications. The second one is to monitor a face authentication system by notifying owner if intruders try to access the door system. The third one is to evaluate the performance of the developed face recognition system for registered and unregistered users. To fulfill my objectives, this project is mainly using Python for computer vision with OpenCV and deep learning for the software part. And for the hardware part, it's mainly using the Raspberry Pi with some other components, such as infrared sensor, camera module, solenoid door lock, and relay board. Thus, the scope of these projects can be divided into few parts. For software, the face recognition system is performed as face detection, feature extraction, and face recognition using OpenCV libraries and Python. For database, 5 registered users are trained using OpenCV library, and each user requires 50 images. Then the train module is exported to Raspberry Pi. For hardware, there will be two parts. One is demonstrating the face detection progress, thus an infrared sensor to detect the presence of gas by body temperature, and followed by a camera module to capture the image of gas. Another one is demonstrating the door lock system. So the face recognition system is using Raspberry Pi with the combination of a solenoid door lock and a relay breakout board to control the door. For the last one, the testing phase is evaluated between 5 registered users and 5 unregistered users. Each user will be tested 10 times to build a chart. For the methodology, there will be 3 phases to complete the project. For the phase 1, the project is starting with literature study and make research on the working principle of the face recognition system. Then we'll go to the phase 2, which is design and development. That will be divided into 2 parts, software development and hardware development. For the software, Python for computer vision with OpenCV and deep learning are used to train 50 face image from each user. For example, after getting the face detail from 5 users, the system will adjust them by using an algorithm models and finally store the face images in the database. For the hardware, Raspberry Pi will be connected with 2 subports, which are face detection by using camera module and infrared sensor, while the door lock system is using solenoid door lock and relay breakout board. Hence, the combinations of these components are demonstrating the face recognition door lock system. Once the software and hardware parts are done, the hardware will be integrated with the software to perform the face recognition security system for smart home. For the phase 3, testing and analysis, the system will be tested for 5 registered users and 5 unregistered users. Each user will be tested 10 times to evaluate the performance of the face recognition system. For the expected outcomes, the software part is expected to recognize the trained user based on the database. So the system should be able to detect face images, extract images, for example, crop, resize, and convert the images to grayscale, then analyze and classify the facial characteristics using an algorithm in the OpenCV library, and finally store the face image in the database. Thus, the recognition process can be resolved based on the database. For the hardware part, it is expected that at the end of this project, the face recognition system is using an infrared sensor to detect the presence of gas by body temperature, and followed by a camera module to capture the image of gas. Then the solenoid and the relay breakout board is connected to Raspberry Pi to perform the face recognition door lock system. Hence, the integrations of software and hardware will perform a face recognition system for home security effectively. That's all about my final year project proposal video presentation. Thank you.